Hey guys, FunnyGuyTimmy here. I'm sharing some new information with you guys. Kind of a vlog about my career and where it's going and how it's been. So I've decided to completely stop offering commercial narration and telephony, I think that's what it's called, phone messaging as part of my service. And the reason is because it only makes up maybe like a tenth of my, maybe less than that actually, less than a tenth of my overall profit each month, overall sales and business. And the clients that I get, about 75% of them are some of the worst people I have ever had the misfortune of communicating through text. And at first, I thought it was me, and I kept going to different voice talent for coaching. I would keep going to different people. I would study commercial narration, try to see what can I change, how can I... And I was getting better at interpreting the read, the copy. But the clients would still be horrible people. And I don't know why that is. So I just did a gig today, and today is the 10th of December, 2018. And I just did a gig today that was telephone. It was telephony. It was phone messaging. I'm probably not saying telephony, right? But it was phone messaging. And now this person is in the United States. At first I thought they were in the UK because they kept messaging me in the middle of the night between 12 in the morning and 6 in the morning, which normally makes me think that they're overseas. And often what I'll do is I'll communicate with them. I'm in the United States. These are my hours. These are normally the days that I work and all this kind of stuff, which sometimes fixes that issue with them continuously messaging me during times that I am asleep. But this person was in the United States and was not accepting the fact that I would not be in my studio at those hours. So first thing, when I first contacted the client, when actually they contacted me, but when I first started communicating with the client, they said that they liked my K Jewelers demo, the sample that I have. And it's really old, and it's a demo that people like, but it's not my favorite just because it's really cheesy. It's really dull to me, but some people like it. And it has this kind of very quiet, very soft, very slow read. K Jewelers, that kind of thing. And so he was like, he liked that, and he wants that kind of read for this jewelry client. Now, apparently this person is a third wheel. This person's a middleman, and I don't know why. I don't know why they needed a middleman. And they contacted me. They said they liked that one, and they liked my voice messaging demo. And so I thought they wanted basically voice messaging, but with that style. And so they also wanted music in the back, and I asked them what kind of music. They said they don't know. Surprise them. Which, by the way, I will be doing a video on this, on how to not be a horrible client, because I have so many common things that people say and do that really irk me. And one of them is when you ask for music and I ask what kind, what style, what genre, and you give me nothing, but then hate everything I send you, and then at the end of all of this finally send me a sample. That really pisses me off, because I asked you that at the beginning. And it could have been easier for both of us if you had just sent me something to begin with. Even if it was just like, oh, soft jazz that has like a really slow rhythm. Something like that. Really vague. But I can work with that. But you give me nothing. So I went with the typical kind of elevator jazz music that's pretty common for telephone messaging kind of stuff. And since it was a jewelry store, I went with something that was a little bit more, it didn't sound like underground nightclub jazz. It was more like sophisticated jazz. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I was going with. So I sent him that, and I sent him with that style of read. And he didn't message me back. So I thought we were good. Turned everything off for the night. I go to sleep. I get up. There's 10 messages from this guy. Basically from 4 o'clock a.m. to 11 a.m., he had been messaging me nonstop, wanting different music, a different read, and then constantly checking up to see how everything was doing every hour, every 30 minutes. And I got up and I messaged him, I'm sorry, I was asleep, I wasn't in the studio. These are my hours, these are normally when I work. And I don't normally work on Sundays, and that was a Sunday. So I don't normally work on Sundays, but I did that project for him anyways, and I thought it was fine, I thought he was okay. And so I was like, I'll be back in my studio, you know, give me a second. So I go back in, and he sent me he sent me 2 demos. He sent me 2 demos. And he was like, this is what I had in mind. They were both completely different. They both had a different style of music. They were both a different pace, and they both had a different read as far as how the person was doing the voiceover in the sample that he sent me. One of them was very similar to what I sent him, which was very calm, very, very natural, very slow. And the other one was a very loud, monotone phone messaging system. There was no style to it other than just, hey, I'm sorry, we're not here, please call back. That kind of, it was just very, very monotone, every word had its own, was very focused. Very boring, very dull. And I was like, okay. So I asked him which one did he prefer, and he's like, do a mixture of the 2. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And the 2 music were different musics. One of them was a very, very loud jazz, and the other one was like an opera. It was like a very soft opera, a orchestra kind of music. So I was very confused. So I sent him a couple more tracks of my voiceover. I sent him 2 new voiceover reads. One of them that was very monotone, very fast, and the other one was slow. And he says, these are not going to do. And I said, well, which is closer? Because I'm not really understanding what you're asking for. Which is closer? And he's like, we're going to go with this one. So it's like, okay, cool. So I took that one, and I started tweaking it. I took that track and I re-recorded it similarly with the kind of stuff that he liked. So I did it again, and I sent it to him with something that was what I thought would be closer to what he wanted with this track in mind. So I sent him that, and he was like, oh, perfect. So, okay, good. We got that. So I started going back through, searching for the right music. So now that I have the voiceover, I started going back through, and I finally found the music, and it was the most generic music that has ever been put in telephony, phone messaging. If you've ever been on hold, you've probably heard this track. So I sent it to him. He's like, oh, it's good. I was like, oh, finally, great. I got the both things. So I started editing them, and he was like, oh, but can you do the voiceover all over again? And I was like, okay, well, what's wrong with it? He was like, I just don't like any part of it. It's like, any of it? Yeah, I don't like any of it. It's all just wrong. I'm really getting the idea that you don't know what you're doing. I really need you to actually try on this next one. And it was at that point that I just quit. I sent him immediately a cancellation. I told him, obviously, I don't understand your vision. I can't comprehend what you imagine. And I think there's a very strong miscommunication between us. I'm going to cancel this order so you can go find someone else who would be able to accommodate you more accurately in a quicker fashion. And I sent it to him, and he's like, oh, so you're just not going to even put any effort? And I was like, I'm just canceling the order. That's it. I'm canceling the order because I am not the right person for you. I don't know who is. I don't know what read style you're going for. I don't know what music you want. I clearly have no idea. He's like, all right, we'll give you back my money. And I was like, you ordered through Fiverr. I haven't even gotten paid yet. He's like, oh, so is that why you've been acting like this? He said some other stuff, but I was like, no, that's not it. It's the fact that I don't understand what it is that you want. And I'm almost getting the idea that you don't understand exactly what you want. We eventually did cancel the order, and we were done. And I blocked him because there was a real everything that he typed was in all caps and with exclamation points. So everything that he said and everything that he did, I'm paraphrasing a lot of what he said. I couldn't take it anymore. And he's not the first, and he's not the worst that I've ever had. He's not the worst client that I've ever worked with. And he's not the only client like that I've had in the recent past. Almost every single commercial narration project that I do, there's a good chance one out of 3 is probably going to be a decent client. 1 out of 4. A quarter of them are going to be good. 75% of them are probably going to be really, really terrible people. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why the majority of the clients that at least I get, I know tons of people that work with really great clients, and they have real good relationships with them. They have lots of fun. They have great... I don't understand. The clients that I get for narration and commercial are often horrible people. And I'm just not going to do that anymore. I'm just not at all. I know I keep saying that. In the past, I've said that I was going to basically quit doing narration. And what I ended up doing is not putting any time and energy and effort into advertising my narration. And so this entire year, I basically don't advertise that I do commercial narration. And every now and then I would get clients to do commercial narration. But I'm now going to basically take away my commercial narration demo off all the platforms. I'm going to exclude from my resume any reference of commercial narration. And I'm going to delete all the gigs on Fiverr that are for commercial narration. Now, if a client that I've worked with in the past comes to me, and they're one of the ones that I had a good relationship with, I will honor our past work, and I will write up an invoice for them, and I will work with them. I will do that for them, but I'm not going to be moving forward with that part of my career anymore. I'm done. It was 5 years of me trying, and it's just not worth the effort. It's just not. Other people, it might be. You may understand the clients in that area. You may understand the projects. You may be able to interpret their read. That's great. I'm impressed by your level of skill, but I can't do that, and that's not me. That's not what I do, and I can't tolerate horrible, horrible clients like that anymore. Not going to do it. So this next year, only character work, only games, only cartoons. That's it. That's all I'm advertising, and that's all I'm going to be auditioning for. That's it. I'm completely putting narration and commercial narration and radio imaging and ads and stuff like that to the side. I'm done. Now, if someone wanted to hire me as a character that is going to end up in a commercial or an ad, that's fine. If someone was going to have me play a character that was going to end up in the project, that's fine. That I can understand the character that they're going for. That's the thing, is I can understand and imagine and visualize myself as the character that they are trying to go for. But I can't interpret bland, poorly written commercial narration reads, and I can't communicate with that client. There's just not a language that I can use to help bridge that gap. I know this is going on a long time because this is a rant. This is a true rant. I've ranted about other things before, but this is a rant. This is a rant. So, there you go. That is a portion of my life exposed to the world, and that's my new career path. Not really a new career path. I mean, it's kind of already what I was going for, but now it's a little bit more set in stone. It's a little bit more extreme. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you're new. Leave any questions down below if you have any, or you can email me directly if you'd like a more personal conversation. And until next time, peace.